Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, Massive Attack, Mezzanine. Wheel.
I hope it's a yikes.
You know, me too.
Not quite.
Ooh, not quite. I think we're going to go Massive Attack, Mezzanine.
Oh, is that the Beatle album?
It is the Beatle album. Well, back. My wheel this time. Last wheel before our massive retrospective next week. That'll be a big one. I've had this on the wheel for a while, a long time. I think you guys have been requesting this one for a while too, since we've done 2 Cocktail Twins albums. I think this is kind of a next step here. We also did Portishead last year, so that'll probably be our entry point into trip hop. Gotten a couple of tastes with the Blur's 13 and then the new Chelsea Wolf album last year that I listened to was very trip hoppy as well. But this is, in terms of trip hop, one of the holy grails, I think. So
Sure.
I don't know too much about the band. I dug just like a tiny bit just to give us like a little bit of context for this, but I didn't want to go too deep. But seems like they had a bit of roster changes. I think this is their 3rd album, the most successful ones. And we have Elizabeth Fraser from Cocktail Twins stepping in for vocals on a couple of these tracks, which
Holy
of course
cow.
is a big win. I think the only other bit of trivia is that one of these songs was turned into the theme song for House, the TV show.
Oh,
so
nice.
We might recognize it a little bit.
I've never seen House, so I won't.
Okay, we'll see.
But you will.
I maybe I've watched like 2 episodes of House in my life. We'll see if it carries over.
I hope so.
It's a long boy, 11 songs, hour and 3 minutes. But I'm ready to get trippy, trip hop.
Yeah.
So we just jump in.
We'll just jump in. Track 1 is Angel with Horace Andy. Angel.
Fantastic. I don't know what I just listened to, but it was amazing. Yeah, I can definitely see the Blur, the Cocktail Twins, the Portishead all kind of like adjacent to this group. But this just feels so cold and calculated and cool. Like it's like night drive-in or like a cop on a sting operation. The bass is just like driving the whole track through. The vocals are really, really fantastic. I love the lore of the song originally being a Clash cover, but the but Horace Andy on vocals is religious, so he didn't want to say the word hell, so they reworked the entire song because of that. But it sounds phenomenal. I love it. It's it's such a cool just like driving moment, and it doesn't feel like it's that long, even though it is a 6 minute track. I think the way it
Mhm.
flows is just fantastic. Yeah, Portishead has like this really cool like feminine energy to it. This so far has like a cold steel calculated kind of darkness to it that I really like. So fantastic start.
Yeah, it's like an evil robot.
Yeah.
That's what I picture. I think it's funny because, like, I don't know, I feel like robots in music, at least with what I'm experienced in, it's like they're kind of goofy,
Hmm.
where it's like
Flaming
Boogeyman,
lips.
Sam, Flaming
Yeah.
Lips, and but this is like very evil. This feels like something that Arnold Schwarzenegger would listen to as the Terminator.
Hmm.
And I like that. This has a really, really great energy. Um, yeah, I feel like I could be like Batman sitting on a gargoyle, and it'd
Exactly.
be so sick. This music is awesome. I don't know if I have a whole lot more to say besides
Robert
that.
Pattinson coded.
Yeah, it is. Well, move on. Track two, Risingson.
Or Risingson if you're a
Risingson.
young chap.
They might say that.
I don't know her from another miss. I don't know you from another. See me run, now you're gone. Dream on.
Why you wanna take me to this party and breathe? I'm dying to leave. Every time we grab, we know we severed lines. Where have all those flowers gone?
Nicer than the bird up in the treetop. Cheaper than the chip inside my laptop. All the variations you could do with me. Nicer than the girl up in a mind you free.
Automatic crystal remote control. They come to move your soul.
Risingson.
And that's a cool way to end a song.
I think so.
That was really sick. It's like an industrial gorillas. That track seemed very
Yeah.
gorillas to me, which was really cool. I don't know. I could see Damon all over this stuff in general. But yeah, the industrial side of it is so cool. But there's like this cool bass tone that always carries it, so it's not too cold. It's not too industrial where it's like hard to like really get into the environment because the imagery here is fantastic of just like this underground club scene with the disco balls and drugs and all these like hazy little transitions and things that they're doing is really cool. The rap verses are kind of cool. They come over across pretty good, kind of mellow, but like they work really well within the context of the song.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels like I don't know what's coming behind every turn, and that's really cool. It's very ominous in a cool guy way. So
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too. Man, some of these, like, the lyrics were really like giving me the
Hmm.
heebie-jeebies in a way where I'm like, this is how you do like, I mean, they're obviously kind of playing a character, this like, I don't know, the character, like a stereotype of like an evil club guy, I guess. But man, like the whole like toy-like people make me boy-like, where it's like people who are easy to manipulate or influence, and that makes them feel so excited. They're like a little kid. And I'm like, that is so creepy. I hate that that's something that someone wrote down. And I don't know. I just want to spend a little bit of time to shoot a stray at Cemetery, because this is how you do like actually like evil music.
That's true, yeah.
Because I'm like, man, I'm way more scared of whatever they're doing here than any Cemetery song has ever made me feel. So I just wanted to insert that
Good.
because I have beef with Cemetery. All right. Track 3, the big hit, is Teardrop with Elizabeth Fraser.
Love is a verb. Love is a doing word. Feel the summer breeze. Feel the summer breeze. Teardrop on fire. Feel the summer. Feels totally in the dark. Feels totally in the
Teardrop.
Fantastic. That might be the first song I've heard by Liz Fraser where we can actually like understand what she's saying, or one of the
Really?
few. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because we never get to talk about her vocal inflection because it's usually fake words, which are great.
Right.
But we get like a different side of her here that works really well, and the production's kind of the opposite of what she usually does too. Like it's very cold and kind of skeletal compared to a lot of the Cocktail Twin stuff, which is just like
yeah.
super watery. So it's a really cool dichotomy on this track that I really enjoy. I think she kind of makes the track because of how skeletal it is. But even just like the harpsichord in the background, those like pianos building up towards the end, I could see why this was used in a lot of different things. It feels very cinematic and a easy placement in a lot of things. But yeah, sounds fantastic.
Is this a house song?
It is, and other things. I think Prison Break.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like House, I guess. Never seen it, but I like House. Yeah, no, I thought that song was great. I was a little bit like, unsure. I'm like, Elizabeth Fraser with this palette feels a little bit weird, but I feel like it works really, really well. And she has such an interesting voice. And now that I can understand what she's saying, I'm like, why do you pronounce feathers like that? Feathers? It's like adds like 3 syllables to the word. But it's really, really great. It's really interesting. And like that dichotomy you were saying, it works really well with that contrast. I don't know. That one was very nice. Track 4 is Inertia Creeps.
Okay.
Probably a Radiohead cover.
Could have been.
Maybe? Inertia Creeps.
Masterpiece. We'll throw it out. Yeah, that was so cool. I need more adjectives for this album, but it's just like, how is that not the coolest sounding thing you've heard? I love the like Turkish music, like mixed over with this insane percussion.
Yeah.
Everything about the song just works. Like there's a literal like straight down the middle split between like this like sexual undertone, but it's also incredibly creepy, and the instrumental displays that as it goes. He does such a good job of just being like this really like ominous vocalist. His enunciation and everything is just perfect the way he's doing these lines. Yeah, everything about this song is just really fantastic. All the little pieces and the details all connect together to be a bigger thing. I the beetle on the cover is making a lot of sense. It sounds like a beetle. There's something about it. Just jet black insect with a whole bunch of tiny little prickly things coming out. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like you could have given the last 4 masterpieces. I feel
Probably,
like
yeah.
this is like a perfect run so
Yeah.
far. I can't think of a single negative thing to say about anything yet, which I think is shocking. Because, I mean, I didn't hate the Portishead record, but it wasn't really something I went back to. But this is like really like instantly clicking with me, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I'm sad and edgy, and I don't know. I don't know, but I like it a lot. So big win. Track 5 is Exchange. Exchange.
Very nice. Putting an instrumental right in the middle of the record. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I think the pacing has been really good so far, actually. I love how spacious a lot of these are. You're not getting overboarded with anything. You kind of just have time to really understand what's going on, and there's like these subtle shifts that you're really able to notice because of that. But I think the record sample, whatever that is in here, is just really great. It's entering into the 90s heroin epidemic of music, where everything is this kind of like druggy, blissed out, dark undertone type thing. I know Blur's 13 came a year after this. This song kind of sounded like it could be on that record, which is not a bad thing. I think these kind of tracks I really do enjoy. But yeah, I think it's a pretty sick instrumental track.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know if I have a whole lot more to say. It's just pretty dang good. I'm sure when you're listening to the whole record, I'm sure it's a great transition between the 2 songs. Probably. I don't know. I don't know what Dissolve Girl sounds like, but let's find out together. Dissolve Girl with Sarah J. Hawley.
Joe Hawley reference?
I think so. Exalted Girl.
Fantastic. This album is so good. This is like one where it's like I love it now, but I'm gonna listen to it back later and I'm gonna like just be blown away by what I'm hearing.
Yes.
It just sounds, the instrumental on this one especially is just fantastic. It's becoming one of those albums where it's like I'm hanging on every note to see what comes next because everything is just so well placed. I feel like post rock usually does that for me, but like industrial being a completely different thing mixed with this trip hop, it's just working so well. I think the vocalist does a really fantastic job on this track. She kind of reminds me of more of like what Portishead was doing, and it seems like she was like unknown before the song, and then like someone from the group just kind of just found her and like, you should be on this song, and then that kind of like started her career, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, the track lengths are perfect too. Like I was looking at the track list and I'm like, these are all longer, but the pacing of it has just been fantastic. It doesn't feel like it's 6 minutes. It feels like it's exactly how long as it should be. So,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. That song especially was like constantly switching it up. It was like 2 beat switches. I'm like, man, this is really impressive. And I saw that this song was at the beginning of The Matrix, which makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that song was absolutely great. I think having, I don't know, because all of the songs where there isn't a feature and it's like those evil voices, it's nice to contrast that with like a female voice.
True.
Where I don't think Liz Fraser or Sarah J. Hawley have like a evil, brooding voice. I wouldn't
Like
describe it
icy.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sarah J's is like icy and mousy. I don't even know how she was singing like that. But yeah, yeah, very, very impressive and a very great song, I think.
Me too.
Thank you. Track 7 is Man Next Door with Horace Andy,
My man.
my best friend.
There's a man that lived next door. He's my neighbor. He's my neighbor. He gets me down. He gets me so late at night. Always a fussy in front. Always a fussy in front. I've got to take my family and find a quiet place. Hear the bats and pants they fall.
Man Next Door.
Fantastic again. No misses. There hasn't been a single thing that hasn't been amazing, actually. Yeah, the dark wave on the song is so good. It's an evil sounding album, but like it's just chill to listen to still. It just the atmosphere is so thick and there's so much going on constantly. There's always something happening or coming around the corner that just like keeps you like very enticed in this.
Mhm.
All the vocalists have such a weird inflection on their songs and they all just kind of like end up working together really well. I don't know if they like
Mhm.
intentionally told all of them to like play with their inflections or if this is just how they all naturally sing. I know with Elizabeth Fraser, she definitely
Wow.
is on that end of the spectrum, but
Yeah.
like all of the vocalists have been doing a phenomenal job with these interpretations and everything. It's great. I love
Yeah.
the like slight reggae undertone here, just like doused in this like dark atmosphere. Yeah, fantastic.
Really, really, really great. It felt like Horace Andy was doing his best Prince impression for
Yeah,
that
a little
song.
bit.
That sounds like there were some like lines where I'm like, "Oh, wow, that is like
Hmm.
spot on." But then when I clicked on his artist page, he does not look like anything like I
No,
imagined.
I think he's a Rasta artist.
I
Does like
think
reggae
so.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a song in 2022 called Seek Jah. So yeah, I would say he's a Rasta
I would say.
artist. And his album from 2022, Midnight Rocker, has an awesome album cover, and I think you should put that on the screen
Okay, I will
if
do that.
possible, because it looks sick as hell. I think. But yeah, no, the song itself is really, really great. Like you said, I really like the reggae undertones, but man, it is just consistently brooding and evil, and I love an evil song.
We love
So
our scary zones. This whole album's been a scary zone, which is good.
yeah, yes, I'm down 100%. Speaking of scary, Black Milk
Ah,
with Liz Fraser again. Black Milk.
fantastic. I think I like that better than Teardrop when it comes to Elizabeth Fraser features. I think she did
Wow.
phenomenal on this song. I feel like her personality and her vocals came out a little bit more. And the instrumental definitely helped her. Like these, like just the deep bass tone of it with the percussion, and then you have like those like shimmering things, kind of like just like running around the track the entire time. Just like these little tiny hits of stuff that are just like always. It's all just texturally fantastic. Yeah. Oh, the brooding atmosphere of these songs are so good. You just get sucked in. And I love how all of them kind of they end. They don't just like fizzle off. There's like a little thing at the end where they always like take elements away or they like insert a sample. It's like a little wink where it's like, this is a song and it's ending now. We're not just going to like keep the atmosphere ending. This was a self-contained atmosphere and we're ending it. It's just like a really nice little note to end on the end of these. I feel like sometimes when you get into the more ambient down tempo stuff, you can get a little bit lost in just atmosphere. I like how there's a direct split and end for these things, but that was fantastic.
Yeah, really, really good. I was doing some research on this song.
Okay.
Because they had some legal issues.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I guess the drums are taken directly from, it's like Manfred Mann or something. 1 second. That should have been the first thing that I looked at.
Not important.
Manfred Mann's Earth Band. A track
great
called
name.
Tribute. So they took that. They didn't do any sample clearances with it. Figured nobody would notice. Unfortunately, someone did notice and told Manfred Mann. So like right as the album came out in 1998, they Manfred Mann sued them for £100,000 and tried to get the album to be pulled from shelves. Didn't want it sold anymore. And it was a
Interesting.
long legal battle, but eventually they settled and we don't know for how much. But in 2006, Massive Attack released an album called Collected, which is a collection of all of their big songs. They had to redo the song with a different beat, and it's called Black Melt.
Interesting.
So that version is still on there. And apparently, I think 3D is one of the guys in Massive Attack, and he said that he likes Black Melt better than Black Milk. So interesting stuff.
There's always been sample snitches.
Absolutely.
Nothing has changed. Except now
Yeah,
people make music video or YouTube videos just explaining every single sample in an album. Don't do that. Stop it.
This is me. I'm that guy.
Actually,
Did you know that this? I don't care. Anyway, yeah, but the song was pretty sick. I did like it quite a bit.
real.
But I was just being a little bit of a detective while I was, because I got intrigued. So
It's
I'm
good
glad
music
I could,
to investigate too. You feel like a hacker man.
I do. I do. This is great detective music, and I'm a fan. So let's just keep things pushing with Mezzanine title track.
I'm a little curious of you in crowded scenes and how serene with friends and fiends. We flew and strolled as two, illuminated gently. Why don't you close your eyes and reinvent me?
You know you got that heart made of stone. You should have let me know.
We can unwind all these hours, all these hours. You'd agree it's a typical high. It flies, you watch your name go by, and once a name goes by. Don't frown. Tastes better on the way back down.
Mezzanine.
That was spooky. I love that one. I was like not sure how to feel about it as it was starting because like the contrast between Elizabeth Fraser and 3D coming back in is quite stark, but I enjoy that. I'm curious to just like listen all the way through and see how many different voices keep popping in and how different they all are.
Yeah.
But the way the song built towards like that last kind of outro is just like so eerie and creepy, but so calculated and cool at the same time. Again, the beetle, the little tiny little legs creeping up, and all the little creepy crawly kind of sounds you get as these instrumental builds are just, it's so cool. It's so well paced. Everything is just seamless to get into. Like we're talking about these songs, but we go to the next track and I'm immediately like right back in the atmosphere that they're providing. So
Yeah.
it's so good.
It is really good. I gotta say something maybe controversial. I like the songs without guest vocals more than I like the ones with guest vocals on there. I think that 3D and Daddy G are absolutely phenomenal, especially Daddy G with that low,
Real.
like, like man, I wish there was just like a whole song with him on it because he has a great voice, and I think they're both really, really great. Like the flows and everything on here is just really, really nice. Works really well with the production. Like, I don't know. I don't need anything more, I think. I don't know.
But you'll
Maybe
get
there's
more.
more. Yeah. That's okay. Track 10, Group 4, Missed Opportunity.
True.
And featuring Elizabeth Fraser. Classic fade out.
Real.
All right. That was group 4.
My space.
Yep.
Yeah, incredible. We get the duo of 3D and Elizabeth Fraser, which is a phenomenal combo. Man, this song is so unique in so many ways where it's like, let's take the humble security guard and write a song about the woes and nice parts of working in something that solitude where you don't really have to do anything but stand there and act tough.
Yeah.
It's such a cool, like, kind of thing to tackle where it's like the song sounds extremely liminal, but there's like so many little bits and pieces that keep poking in. Like Elizabeth's part could be read as like his inner monologue or like a different disconnected being entirely. It's eerie, it's cool, it's dark. The switch up near the end is just incredible. The way that outro built and everything was just phenomenal. I think this is her best vocal performance on the record as well. Yeah, this is like one of the real, like one of the climactic points of the record where most of them have been kind of not like anticlimactic, but like the songs have a vibe and they go towards them. There's not a lot of huge explosions. This track is one of them where there actually felt like there was a pretty steep progression near the end there that I just really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like almost addicting to listen to. Like, I don't want this thing to stop. It's been an hour, but like I could keep going. It's so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's easily the best song, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I view the two as kind of like Disco Elysium, where like each part of your brain has different voices. And like I kind of like that. But man, I couldn't really pay attention to the words at all. The music was just so dang good, especially like after, like during the climax, like in the last minute or so. I was like, holy cow, I've never heard anything like this, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So, thank you, Massive Attack. Thank you, Liz Fraser, for making a great song. That's what I gotta say.
Which is what she does usually.
That's true. That is very true. But we'll close this ish out with Exchange.
Secret one.
It's a secret one.
You see a man's face, but you don't see his eyes. You see a man's face, never, never take it to heart. For your heart is your heart, and your thoughts is your thoughts. You will never seize us. You see a man's face, but you will never know his thoughts.
They were playing this song on a Crosley. That's fun. All right. That was Secret Exchange.
I like that a lot as a closer. Actually, I'm usually wary when there's the same song on an album 2 times. Usually it's the opposite though, where there's vocals on the one in the album and then the one at the end is like kind of an instrumental tacked on. I like the reversal.
Reprise.
It feels like we get a teaser of it and then we get it in full context at the end. It immediately reminded me of like Twin Peaks, where you finally see the little man dancing in the red room at the end of one of the episodes after it's been teased for like 2 episodes, and you finally see it, and it's like, whoa, okay, this makes sense. It doesn't make sense at all, but it makes sense feeling wise.
Yes.
I think it's a fantastic follow-up of the last track and a great way to kind of like let you down a little easy as the record ends. I think Horace's performance on this was really fantastic as well, so very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I think that is a pretty dang good closer. It's kind of like your favorite thing, you
It
know? A little stripped back outro. You have your big climactic end, like the track before, but then the actual end of the album is just kind of a nice little, here's something to leave you with.
That's how you got to do it.
And I like that. Yeah, especially for this album that is so dark and sludgy. To be like, okay, here's just a little nice little come down. I appreciate that. The album as a whole is absolutely phenomenal. It might be perfect. I don't know. I'll have to give it some more time. Luckily, we'll have roughly a full year to let it dig in before our next retrospective. After the one that we're going to be doing next time, so we'll have some time to sit with it, and I'm excited because man, this is really really great, and I wasn't expecting to like it this much. So, yeah, thank you for picking
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, it was one I've been waiting for a while, and it definitely lived up to the hype. Yeah, it sounds phenomenal. Every song is fantastic. It's one of those where it's like an album this good, I don't throw out masterpieces all over the place because I'm just like kind of floored. But I'm like, I don't want to be giving these out every time, so I'm gonna hold it until I get that little tick in my brain where it's like, yep, that's the one. Most of these songs did that. I just need to go back and really listen to this thing without stopping, because then the atmosphere you must get in that is just going to be like so thick and heavy and awesome. Yeah, but this and Nick Drake last week, like we kind of have like two perfect albums back to back, which is great. And
Yeah,
they're very different, which is good because they're not going to step on toes. So we should be able to like fully enjoy both of these things.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it's a really good yin to Portishead's Yang, where like that record is a bit more warm in the sound department, and the vocals are a lot different than this record. But I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards this a little bit more than Dummy. I really just love the dark wave influences on here. I just saw Mokat Doma live, and they're kind of like a more contemporary dark wave kind of band. So like seeing the trip hop version of that kind of dark industrial but still kind of groove centric music, it's really phenomenal. So yeah, pacing, everything is just phenomenal. We just watched Blade Runner 2049. This reminds me of that, and just how well paced and atmospheric it is. Every
yeah.
moment just feels so meaningful. So phenomenal, so good,
Very good.
very good.
Thank you, Beetle, for being on the cover.
He's my favorite Beatle now. Get rid of the other ones. Ringo
Well,
can't
you
beat
know,
this.
no, definitely not. I can't see any of them making something like that. Maybe if John lived long enough, maybe.
If they were
But
doing
even
heroin
then,
instead of acid, maybe. But it was the 60s.
that's a good
so.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, but that'll do it for this video. I think we'll wait to do the wheel until, what are we doing?
Weeks.
We're gonna do 2 weeks because we're doing a retrospective, and then we're finally gonna finish Fleet Foxes
Yes.
with Shore. I'm excited, very excited even.
And we'll have an EP to
that.
do after that. But
Sun Giants.
Sun Giants. But yeah. Yeah, next week, retrospective. It's going to be a big one, so buckle up. We got to talk about an album that we lost the recording of too, so it'll be a little bit longer in general.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think we got quite a haul for this one. There's like 15 or 16 that we got to talk about. So
Oops.
yeah, stay tuned for that. You can recommend us stuff that is similar to this. We'll put it on the wheel because we're both really
Yeah.
digging this. So,
Absolutely.
or if there's any other Massive Attack ones we should check out. But yeah, I think that's it.
I think so too. Well, check out our podcast. It's called the Boy Time Podcast. Like Babby just mentioned, we just did a feature on Blade Runner 2049. So if you want to know our thoughts on that, yeah, want to know what we think about that film, check it out because it is a very good movie and a very good podcast. Also, I do another podcast called Love the Mom with my dear mother, and we watch films and talk about it. Most recently, we did what was it? We did American Fiction most recently. Before that was Raising Arizona. I'm getting a little bit twisted.
Too much content.
That's okay. Too much content. I'm excited because our next one is going to be on The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, the Wes Anderson classic.
Real.
So that'll be fun. But that's all my plugs.
I have nothing to plug. I'm but a humble YouTuber.
Me too.
Bye.